What's up guys, it's me Andrew and welcome to So Films. Today I'm going to be doing a review over the Canon T2i. So look at that little emblem right there. Bam! T2i, what's up right there? This is a 18 megapixel Canon DSLR. It was my first DSLR that I actually owned, and I've been putting off doing this review for such a long time. I've already made, I don't know, plenty of videos with it, so I don't need to be like, oh, here's a test video. Here's all of our test videos right here. I'm going to put like a link. I will talk about doing its low light performance, its outside performance, all the different things that you can actually do with the video, and I'll be talking about some accessories that you'll need with this camera if you are going to be doing video. And then I'll talk about accessories that you need if you're doing it just for photography. Okay, let's get started. First, you got your body. This body, it's not super big. It's actually kind of medium size. The T3, T3i, and T2i are kind of medium sized. Then it gets the bigger, just a little bit bigger, it's the 60D. And then the large ones are like the 5D Mark II, Mark III, the 7D, etc. This one, it fits pretty well in the hand. For me, I got a kind of a bigger hand, and it fits pretty well. The grip, it's alright. I like the grip. I don't have any problems with it. My finger kind of fits there perfectly on there. The only camera I can actually say that I would rather have, just because of the grip, would be the Sony a57. But that's another topic. Right now I got the front lens cap on. Make sure you guys don't have your lens on like here's the 1855 lens that comes with it. Make sure you always have a lens cap on this and on your other lens. This camera has a dial on the top, which goes all the way from ADEP to manual to aperture, shutter speed, program, creative auto, which is pretty cool. I'll talk about that later. Auto, and then no flash, portrait, landscape, macro, which I haven't seen a difference using macro other than just using a different lens. Sports, night, and then one of my favorite, movie, which is a dedicated movie button or movie dial part, and then here's your dedicated movie button on the back, which is also your live view button, which I'll show you in a second. Not many buttons on the back. Very easy to use. Out of all the cameras I actually use at work and stuff, this one here is actually my favorite. Or I try to sell the most out of any of them, other than the T3i and the T3. I say it's the easiest to use, easiest to learn. Not many buttons, so all you got is your live view button. You got your menu, got display, you got your zoom in and out and autofocus buttons. Then you have your up, down, and side-to-side buttons. Right here is your aperture button to use when you're in aperture mode or manual mode to change your aperture or exposure or aperture. And then right here is your quick menu button. And I'll show you what that does in a minute. And then, set and all these other buttons do the same kind of stuff. So let's take a look at it with the lens on it. Okay, this is the 18 to 55 millimeter kit lens that comes with the camera. Not the best lens, but it is a good lens. I like it. It does have image stabilization built in, so it will make the price jump dramatically. There is a 70 to 300 millimeter Canon lens that's roughly $200. But when it has image stabilization on it, it's about $650. So the fact that this one actually has that on there is awesome, and I love it. The automatic manual switch, and then on the front I got me a lens cap, and then actually I have a neutral density filter on there, meaning when I'm filming outside and it's too bright, and let's say my subject, like Kevin or Cody, the face is too bright, I go and I put this on there, or I'm going to start doing it now, and actually takes it down 1 to 1.5 stops for your aperture, making their face not as overexposed, but it's still getting the same color and look. So that's a big help. I'm going to take that off, which is also kind of I use it as a filter to protect my glass, because it's really important. You don't want to get any kind of dirt or dust inside your lens, because it's a pain in the butt. It's right here. Lens itself, pretty good glass. If you guys ever want to know to put one of these on there, it's a 58mm thread size right there. Continuing to walk around the body, right here is where your SD card would go. Pop it open, and every time, let's say the camera's on, I can't see anything right now. Okay, let's say it's on right now. Do this, and you go and you open it. It's going to turn off because you've opened the shutter, or you open the memory card slot, which that's pretty cool. So it'll never start recording, or anything will break off. You'll know. These kind of cameras, I fully recommend nothing less than a Class 10. Class 6, you're pushing it. With this Class 10s, I have two. I have a 16 and an 8. Two Class 10 cards. There's a class right there. It's kind of hard to see. Two Class 10 cards. Awesome. I've actually never completely filled up my 16 gig, but for some reason I want to go out and buy a 32 just in case. 16 is going to hold you about 4,000 pictures. 8 gigs is going to hold you about 2,000. Be quiet. What I've done is I've actually put new firmware on my 16 gig because it's so big. I don't have to worry about running out of space with extra firmware on there. Firmware is called Magic Lantern. That'll be in another video at another date. It's just a firmware hack to show you some cool stuff. I'll talk about it later. But the camera, let's say you get it turned on, put it to auto. You can actually do a bunch of cool customizations, or the color I've changed. Here's the green and black. Here's the red, the blue and black. And most commonly used is kind of a white grayish color. But I like the green the best. I don't know, it's my favorite color. So, actually, keep it on white to show you. Right now I have it in auto mode, and normally when you're in auto, it'll show this. Come back. I'll turn it to manual. Right now that shows you your shutter speed. That's 1/60th of a shutter speed. Your aperture, your ISO, your exposure, tells you what manual or what mode you're in. Right there is your style, which the camera has 3 different user styles that you can set to yourself. I have 2 already set, one for high contrast and one for low contrast for video editing. Then over here tells you your, I got a text message, hold a second. Come back on. Tell you if you're in manual focus, tell you how many pictures you have left, battery life. Right there it tells you to press the Q button, which is right there, bam. And once you press Q, you can actually scroll around the menu and change stuff. And the way you change stuff, whenever you click on it, you can choose, or you use, which on the top, your dial. Very helpful and very useful dial. See? Change my aperture right there. Or you can actually just press that button and then change your aperture. As you guys saw in my previous review of the Panasonic G2, I mentioned something about the shutter noise. I'm kind of a shutter noise buff. I sit on YouTube for a couple hours and I'll look up different cameras' shutter noises. This one has a pretty nice one. Let me put this on the continuous drive, which it is. Which, by the way, it shoots 3.7 frames per second. I think it's when it's at its widest. That's alright, not for sports or anything. I do it for if I'm doing portrait photography and I don't want to miss someone, I don't want to miss someone's actual facial expression and they might blink or the smile might be wrong or the wind's blowing their hair, whatever. I use this to make sure I don't miss anything, so that's what it sounds like. That's alright, that's pretty fast. It's good enough for me. I mean, it's not like I'm going to be getting like a 7D. It shoots at, I don't know, 7 frames per second, I think. Or the Sony A57 that shoots at 12 frames per second. That stuff's ridiculous. But for what I'm doing, it's all I really need. What else is there? if you are a first-time DSLR user, what I suggest, because that's what I did, because I started out with one of these. I started out with the Canon G2, which is a film SLR, so just a normal SLR. Started out with that, and it was very hard to tell what I was doing because I would have to take a picture, wait a couple weeks, go to Target, which I'd put that off for more than that, just being lazy to get it developed. So what I did was I started with no flash, moved to auto, creative auto, which I'll explain in a second, program, and I just kept going up the scale, and then, you know, I'd skip all the way back down to movie because I like that the best. I'm going to explain creative auto. Creative auto, what it does is it puts things in layman's terms, pretty much. So right here, let's press Q. See it there? There's Q, there's a quick button. Press Q, and now I can choose, I can choose between whether I want flash, flash auto, flash normal, and no flash. I'll do no flash. And then I can go, right there is whether I want the background blurred. It'll tell you right there. Tells you what it does. See, I'll go down. It tells you about your exposure, and you can choose whatever kind of style you want. What is it on now? Oops. Oh yeah, use your dial. Just going through my dial, going through all my stuff like that. That's pretty much what Creative Auto is. Creative Auto teaches you to get into the more advanced settings like program or aperture, TV, or shutter speed, excuse me. And then what I always use is manual. I like the full control of it. If you guys go and look on our Facebook page, I'll probably be putting up some Canon T2i pictures that I've taken with it. It's done really, really well. I've done, as you guys saw a long time ago, one of our bracelet advertisement, that was taken with the Canon T2i on a white sheet of paper or poster or something like that. I mean, for right now you get this camera for $550 to $600. Best Buy sells it for $650. For that kind of money, you're getting a really nice DSLR, especially with an 18 megapixel sensor. That's insane. Because even the 70 has an 18 megapixel sensor. Let's move on to our other lenses, our accessories. As a photographer or videographer, you guys would probably need more lenses. Once you buy a camera, make sure you buy a good body, but you're really going to invest in lenses. The thing is, when you buy a camera, you're investing in glass. So, my second favorite lens, actually, right now, it's my favorite, because it just looks insane every time I take a picture, is my, if I can get the rear cap off, is the Canon 50mm lens. You can look at the review, it's right there. The Canon Nifty 50 review. People are like, oh yeah, whatever, I know what that is, I'm not going to look at it. No, I'm serious, look at the review. It's a really awesome review I did. Pretty detailed. This, now I have a UV filter on there, so I don't, as I said before, don't get anything inside the glass. Because, I mean, I only paid $100 for this lens. They sell them at Best Buy at retail stores for about $129, $130 to $150. I got mine off Amazon for $105, something like that. Awesome, awesome lens. Totally worth it. I really suggest getting it. It's meant for portraits. I use mine. Oh, flash, what's up? I use mine for video, mainly. You can see that in Kevin's Misadfortunate Adventures right there. And here's the link right there. So please click on it. Oh yeah, don't forget the bloopers, which are right there. Bloopers are actually pretty darn funny. This lens is a must-have for a DSLR user. Mainly for video. A lot of people buy it for art school, for photography classes. They normally suggest that. What else do we have over here? I have this macro lens. Or it's not macro, it actually came off the Canon G2 film SLR. It's a 28 to 90. But once you get to 90, you can do a telemacro, or telemacro, however you like to say it. See right there, it's got the macro setting right there. Works pretty well. And you zoom in all the way, but then you can actually do macro really, really close. Really neat lens, good for videos. One other thing I have, which is awesome, is this thing. I made it myself, as you can tell. If anyone tried to sell this, I would not buy it because it looks like crap. Excuse me, crap. This is a sunshade, because let's think about it. You're outside, you're filming, and the screen does not flip out like the T2i. So what are you going to do? You can't see the screen when it's sunny. You put this on there like that, and it helps a lot. You look through it. You look through the end, and that's why I have rubber bands on it. Rubber band will go and wrap around the flash, and when I have my quick release tripod thing on, from the bottom I wrap around that too, and so it's strapped on. Really useful. I use it when I'm outside filming. I say it's a must-have. Because think about it, do you want to get that, or do you want to go and buy, I think they're called Zacuto? They're like $400 for those things. I mean, yeah, they look super awesome, but I'm not spending $400 just to be able to see a screen. I'd rather go and spend $400 on an external screen that's going to the HDMI. Which, yes, this camera, almost forgot to mention, this camera has ports in the side. It has, mic right there, mic input, which right now I don't have it filming with it. I'm using my lavalier mic. The Rode video mic, which is on my JVC right now. Rode video mic, you put that on top right here, you plug it in there, and it sounds phenomenal. You can check out our second channel. Let me put the... check out on the second channel. I have done a review of that and a test of Cody singing phenomenally. He's such a good singer. Go and comment on that and let me know if you think so. Mic input. Then you have your AV input. Then should be your USB and then a mini HDMI right there, so you can plug it into your TV. Or if you have one of those Lilliput monitors, they do HDMI, which I've heard those are pretty darn nice. So I suggest doing that. I don't really have anything else to tell you about it, other than the menu. It's super easy to navigate. You just press menu, you go side to side, have wrenches, settings, everything is big font, easy to read. You don't have to go through crazy sub-menus to find anything. I got nothing else than that. I might do a review later of this lavalier mic, Sony lavalier mic that I'm using right now. Maybe, maybe not. Let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope that was very helpful. I know it was a little bit longer than usual. So please, thumbs up, thumbs down. I'm posting this on Facebook. Please go and like our Facebook channel. That would be really awesome. And other than that, comment and subscribe. See ya.